Hey guys, so I'm going to show you an update of what's been going on around here. Our junk pile is much bigger. So that's good news, I think, because that means there's less stuff in the house, which is always a good thing. And we got our Airstream in the driveway. I'll have to show you some footage of how that happened. Mark had to put a bunch of boards underneath the tires.
Now's not time.
Oh, what's going on?
Even more. Straighten out. Mama. Everyone out of the way. Everybody get out of the way. What about hail? Is hail really bad here?
Usually not. It's really bad in Texas. And he was able to get that up into the driveway, which is amazing because you get a ticket if it's not in the driveway, especially when it's street sweeping. It's almost street sweeping day, so. And this is what the kids are doing many times a day out here.
Yeah, he said I could do it.
Also, our pod came, which is, it's amazing how much stuff you have. You don't realize it until you move and you're like, ah!
It's the Pontoof, I knew it.
Quick, guys, shut me up and shit with that.
No! So much stuff, but here is where a lot of our pod went. We have mostly books over here. We don't really have a book situation ready for ourselves yet, so we're gonna have to figure out a bookshelf. And I also found some treasures. I'll show it to you while it's still light. But my granny had these old Singer sewing machines, and I don't know what era they're from. They're electric, so I don't think they're super old. They're not like from the 1800s or whatever. But she has a number of them, and that's how I learned to sew. I learned how to sew with my granny, and she made all the clothes for all her kids. Back in the day, I guess this would be in the 50s, early 60s, there was no Walmart, there was no fast fashion, no Shein. So if you wanted to get clothes, it was very expensive because they were usually made in America and you're paying for American wages. So anyway, she made all their clothes, and like my aunt sees something in a window and she'd be like, oh, I'd like to have that. And you know, my granny couldn't afford it because my granny and papa didn't have a lot of money. My granny, she would see what was in the window and she would make it herself, sewing it. She would just kind of come up with a pattern, or my papa was really good at making patterns, and she would sew it all herself and assumed she used these Singer sewing machines. So, embarrassing. I found a table upstairs and I was like, I wonder what this is. Just looks like a card table, but it had something underneath it and just like a little like cutout thing, and I thought maybe it was for like cards, like maybe it's for poker or something. It's the card table, right? And then Mark looked at it and he's like, that looks like a sewing table. So I'll show it to you. So here is the table, and this is what's going, this is sewing, and here's what's going on underneath. And I didn't really understand what this was. So it's actually a thing that like opens up and the sewing machine goes in there. So we're all kind of excited to see how that actually works. But I looked online and I saw this exact table, and this table is actually in really good condition compared to the one I saw online, and the sewing machine just fits right in there and it goes flush with the table. So Pearl is the amazing seamstress in our family, so I'm assuming she'd be the most excited about these sewing machines, but I'm also I love to sew, I just don't have a lot of time. And you upstairs to where the sewing machines are. Also, the kids had an absolute blast today. They went to the beach. Hey, Mo, come on, go.
Alright, let's be careful. Oh! Look out, here comes the big one. Here, stand up straight. Oh dear, here, let's go this way a little. Is that pretty fun? Noah! Noah! Are you having fun?
Yeah.
There's a lot of beaches around here. We're not like surfers yet, but I think I'll win them over on that. And I have to show you the view from this balcony. It's so pretty. You just see the housetops everywhere. And in the olden days, there used to be, you could see fireworks at Qualcomm Stadium, but I don't think they do fireworks there anymore. So hopefully we can see some fireworks on 4th of July here. Here's where the rest of our pod went. It's here. Yeah, so Mark is working on the floors downstairs, so we have to kind of wait to put anything away, and he's also going to do flooring in the bedrooms upstairs, so also waiting on that. So we have the bunk beds and like pieces of everything. The kids have like gone through their boxes and like, don't open your boxes till we have things organized, but you know, kids. And this is the stack O mattresses here, a couch which she used to have the covers put back on. Here is one of the Singer sewing machines. This might be the one I learned on. I'm not really sure, but I don't want to hurt it by bringing it out. But it's just like a solid, solid machine. It's amazing how much you can do on something that's really simple. It doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles, but I learned how to do. I made buttons. I did everything on this thing. Here is the library that I need to turn back into a library, but I'm going to get some blackout curtains because that UV light's going to make mincemeat out of anything. Oh, and this is what Enoch got at the zoo. It was $19. I don't know what he was thinking, but it's like a squirt bottle with a fan on it, and it can like, that's actually brilliant. It keeps you cool. But anyway, so in this room are the other sewing machines. So this is actually a Singer sewing machine in a sewing table. I don't know if I ever used this one. Turned on the light. So it's very dusty, but I imagine everything still works. And here is the pedal for the sewing machine. And here is yet another Singer sewing machine. So this is a table. My granny like did this thing. She actually painted this all herself with this kind of like green patina. She kind of had a lot of furniture that she did that too. It's kind of cute. So you open it up, and yet another Singer sewing machine. So I probably, although you know what, I was about to say I need to find a sewing machine repair person, but Mark's that kind of guy, so he could probably fix these if they don't work. So the sad thing is this room has been so hot with this open window here. So things like, you know, just the casing for the electrical cord and so forth. I don't know if you can even replace that, but it probably should be replaced maybe, but who knows, maybe these things can be up and running again. So definitely not fast fashion, but it's really fun to make your own clothes. And also, I mean, if you look at the way people used to make things versus how they are now, like just the intricate detail, even of the sewing tables, like how pretty is that? And the sewing machines themselves were just so beautiful. So it's kind of a museum piece. And she found this plaque. You know what that says? It says, all things work together for good to them that love God. Romans 8:28. It's kind of cool, huh? So we definitely have our work cut out for us. But anyway, it's fun to see my granny's treasures along the way. And I don't know, one of those sewing machines, maybe my mom's. It's fun to see all that stuff. And we've got more adventures over here. So here is the flooring update. Everything's crazy because everything's falling apart, of course, because when you're remodeling, you have to like throw everything all over the place just so there's enough room to like get to the floors and so forth. So have mercy on me. But anyway, so we have stuff just kind of Around here, they're listening to the Yoda player. They went to the beach today, so they're all a little tired. Sweet Mo. And then all the flooring in here is done, thankfully. And then we're starting in on the bedroom here. And this is a huge step forward. Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome. Love you.
Love you. So I'm not sure. Some people were saying that maybe the tile floor has asbestos. I don't think it does. My granny always said it was vinyl. She did say though that maybe the ceilings have asbestos. So we got this asbestos inspector in a box. We're gonna test them just because we don't want to knock down any of the popcorn until we know for sure that there's no asbestos there. Also, the front house too. We're gonna check. I don't think my granny knew for sure. She just was suspicious of it. So anyway, so the bathroom still has the old vinyl flooring, and we're going to take it out. Also, the sink, unfortunately, it's leaking again. You can tell, I don't know if you can tell under here, there's a huge amount of water damage from past leaks, and it smells kind of musty. Plus, whoever built this sink, it's not a standard height. Like, so when I'm trying to like wash my face or anything, it's so low. I feel like a giant. So it's probably several inches lower than it's supposed to be. So we're just gonna try and find a cheap, whatever this thing is. I guess they call it a vanity, which is kind of funny. Like sink holder. Get a cheap sink holder for this area here because that one's really messed up. So we will test the tile in there, but I'm pretty sure it's just vinyl. But this tile here in the garage, I think this is what my granny said is probably asbestos. So I think in general, when it comes to tile that has asbestos in it, potentially, we've lived actually with asbestos tile before. And I think what they say, as long as you just leave it there, it should be fine. But we're gonna get that. We're not doing anything with that tile right now at all. So if we do something with it, we're gonna get it tested. Did you have fun at the beach today? Have your little, look, you're getting blonde. Oh, sorry. You're getting blonde highlights. So pretty. Also, we are not able to do the garden yet because we have to junk pile in the garden. We need to get that taken care of. But we are creating compost. So we have, well, the starting of compost. So we're going to compost some stuff so we can have a nice garden. You excited about that, Naomi?
Yep.
Also, amongst the other treasures we found was this cool old Betty Crocker cookbook. So we're going to try some recipes from there. Looks like fun. So Mark said the pipe in the bathroom just needs to be tightened, so he's tightening it for me. That won't take care of whatever's happened in the past, but he's good at plumbing too. Thanks, Mark.